Hi, I'm back. This is Daniel Tanner. He worked as crew. I'm part of Paul de Las Apostle. So, Daniel, first of all,
oh God,
great work on what you've done and all the work you've done. You can tell by his chosen shirt. He's done a lot more things. He actually has his own company. We'll talk about in a little bit as well. But when you found out about Paul, what was your first impression?
Well, of course, as a believer, I was super excited, like awesome. Much like the chosen, Paul, the last apostle. A little nervous because of the position the department I was helping with, but really excited.
What department was that?
I worked with grip.
So he was grip. So what grip means is that he has a strong grip. You can tell he works out. So he had a strong grip, so we got him because he got. Look at him. So, so you came on. Did you know it was my project or?
I did. Christian told me that you were doing it.
So how did that? Were you excited? We're like, oh crud! It's Ruben. It's only gonna be fun and games. Or
Oh God!
What was your thought?
Not at all. Not at all. Maybe a little both. Maybe a little both.
Which it was, by the way.
Oh yeah, it was. But no. Christian had told me that it was your project. And, of course, we met on The Chosen, so I was, like, super excited. It's always a pleasure to meet someone in one dimension and then be invited to another dimension of what they do. So, and the fact that, where you were as the producer, the writer, and your entire involvement, acting in it.
Best actor.
Yeah, fantastic. But, yeah, like, it was excitement. It was nervous, because as I've gotten to know you, the respect level just goes up and up and up. And so I didn't want to let you down. So it was excitement. It was happy because the content of what you were doing, of course. But when I found out that it was you, I was like, oh baby, yeah, and all of that.
Best ever.
Applaud.
So you came on board. You've been in Poolville before, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Yeah. So as you're driving out there, you're driving to Poolville, which you've been many times. I think there's a poster that has your face on it, or maybe that's the post office. I'm not sure. But,
oh God.
Yeah. So you're going out there, and you're like, okay, what was your impression? Now you're about to get onto set. Were you expecting it to be a smaller one, bigger one? What were you expecting when you came on?
That is a good question.
I know, that's why I asked it.
Very good question. When I was driving out there, and at the time I was living in Aubrey, so it was I think it was about an hour 15 for me. Again, I didn't know what to expect. Christian didn't tell me too much as terms of size, but the fact that we were in Capernaum, right? The Capernaum set, I knew that it was something for sure. Maybe not at the level of The Chosen, but not like a 5-man crew, that type of thing. But I think my main focus was just the fact that I was about to do grip. And so I knew that it was knowing that it's way bigger than just, small is relative, but it's not like a 5-man crew, right? And plus I got the call sheet. So you can see,
a little bit different.
a little bit. So just in terms of size, really, I just really wanted to do a good job. Yeah.
And by the way, Daniel is probably one of the hardest working guys I've met. That's why I always applaud him. Slow clap him into because he's such a great hard worker, and everyone knows that about Daniel as well. Again, other than the best person, the most important person you met, which would be me, the best. Who would be your next person that you would say or you met on set that you're impressed with, or any memories you have with him?
Oh my gosh! Well, of course, Christian, you're amazing, obviously. But
some money yet. Here's the $5 I owe.
I would say your DP. He was DP. Johnny.
Yes, Johnny Widner.
Oh my gosh, amazing. Johnny was, I guess he would be Gaffer.
The
Gaffer in the DP. Because he's teaching at the same time. He's teaching. was on the camera, and he was just even, like I was like, if I could afford you, seriously, you'd be like on every set of mine. He was just emotionally stable. He wasn't going off on anybody. He was always on it. It was always positive. And seeing him work both departments with camera and grip and electric, he was incredible.
Yeah.
He was incredible.
I would say that Johnny made our film look like it was $1 million. To be honest, I was not expecting. Most people asked me, how much we had. It was a very small budget, but because of Johnny, it made it look like we spent a whole lot more. So Johnny, thank you for volunteering your time for free. No, no, you know what you got. But so that's great. Any good memories that you had of the week? You're not there all week, but you're there for the time that you were there.
Right. Okay, so, and this isn't like, blow your ego up or anything, but the whole experience was a great memory. But if it was like a top 3 moment, learning from Johnny, seeing you and what you did, no matter what hat you had on at the time, and seeing your director do her thing.
Ruthie Grumbine.
Yes, Ruthie. She was incredible. My sister wants to be a director, so essentially seeing what she was doing, because obviously watching movies, I've seen female directors, but just on the same set as one, and knowing just how badly my sister's desire to be there was a blessing. It really was. I was actually able to ask her questions and get advice that I could go and relate to my sister, and so that was a great memory.
And Ruthie's only 25 years old.
Oh my gosh, is she really?
She was 24 at the time that we filmed. She just turned 25 in February.
Slow clap.
Slow clap. Amazing. You'll see a lot more with Ruthie. We're actually working on other projects together as well. Yeah, so it's kind of exciting. So what was your overall impression of what you saw from the film? That you didn't see many scenes, but the scene that you saw, did you see it was more realistic, more, what you would expect from a Christian film? Or again, Paul is such a big topic. It's not so light. Did it meet your expectations? Did you have any expectation actually?
Yeah. We all know the stigma of Christian film, and it's a good point what you brought up. I definitely, because I think Christian media and content is going up, and I think Paul, the Last Apostle, was doing that. Especially, I don't know how much I can mention, but a certain cave scene. I enjoyed what y'all did there fully. When y'all were putting it together with Johnny and Ruthie and y'all's ideas and delighting was really, really good in my opinion. Oh man, I don't want to give too much, but for my expectations, I wish I had seen more to get a better grasp on it. But what I saw, I dug it. I liked it.
Nice. Which you'll see most of it. I'll probably show you some here in a little bit if you wanted to.
Yes.
So Daniel, you also, I know that of course you have your own company.
Yes.
And so, and again, I'm very amazed. So, because again, hardest working guy in the business, no question. I mean, he wears so many hats, you don't even see him wear the hat. That's how fast he switches the hats. But so, you want to mention anything about your company?
I appreciate that. Thank you. It's Luxel Life Pictures. Luxel Life Pictures is for the kingdom of God. Jesus is the boss. We are not so on the nose, though. What we will be doing is Christian thematic elements, Christian principles, but not to the point where it's a life about Christ, possibly. But ultimately, we're trying to reach non-believers, and so they don't really speak our language just yet, So, but yeah, just starting out. Don't have an LLC yet; it's just a DBA. And but there's things coming up that I'm excited about, and hopefully you guys, maybe you, will be able to participate in.
And if you want to ever donate or help Daniel, definitely we could reach out as well. Again, young filmmaker, very again hard worker. I would not be surprised any of his projects are going to be amazing. Again, because just knowing his character and his integrity as well. Working for us at Paul was not very high paying, but yet this man here, I say this man of God, just went above and beyond what he was supposed to do, which is amazing for me. So, anything else you want to say to the millions of viewers out there? Anything else you'd like to say?
Watch Paul, Last Apostle. I'm hoping that, God will use it to plant seeds in your heart. It's a great project. Everyone involved was great. It was great for me, the experience of, meeting new people. And yeah, just stay tuned.
Daniel, thanks again for your time. Daniel Tanner, a man about town, amazing hard worker. You'll know him.